Hi, my name is Palesa. Welcome to my channel. So I'm sure you're noticing and seeing that I'm looking a little different. I thought, you know what, it's a new month, why not sport a new look? Please let me know what you think. And yeah, I think I prefer this look. I when it comes to wigs, if you didn't know, yes, this is a wig. I actually think I prefer them shorter, but we'll see as time goes because this is a new thing that I'm doing and trying. So today what I want to speak about is something that I have personally experienced in my life. I actually spoke about it on a live video on Facebook this past week. And it's something I'm realizing that many of us are coming to, speak openly about it, and we are going to seek different types of help regarding this. Now, what I want to talk about is how, life is so fast paced these days, and we really struggle many times to keep up with the pace of life and to keep up with the demands that are put on us, either at work, either in our studies, even from our family. That many of us are struggling to keep up with the pace of life, to keep up with the demands of life. And we end up, in many ways, on different levels, feeling overwhelmed. Now, this is something that I have felt many times, and I felt it quite strongly last week. And I know that there are various people who are struggling with this because, we have work, we work in environments in which our employers honestly do not care. Some of us, that is. We work in environments where our employers do not care about whether we are able to cope with the demand, but they're waiting to see the performance. They want the results. In some cases, it's actually at any cost. The cost of your happiness, the cost of your joy, the cost of your mental health, the cost of the relationships that you have with yourself and the relationships you have with the people that you value. And at the end of the day, as much as at the end of the month a person gets a paycheck, that paycheck has cost you so much more because, again, of the demands that you are experiencing at your workplace and the demands you are experiencing in the different areas of your life. I want to speak today about how we many times are overwhelmed by life. We are overwhelmed by the places we are in. And the difficult and challenging thing is, unfortunately for some of us, we cannot get out of that space that is overwhelming because I don't know where you're watching this, where you are, but for us who are in South Africa, we are living in a country where they're saying that there is our economy isn't doing as great as we'd want it to do. Joblessness seems to be increasing. The rate at which new jobs are being created is not as fast as we would need it to be. And so for some of us, we literally cannot afford financially to leave our jobs, although it is costing us our relationships, our mental health, and all of these other things. So at the end of the day, a person feels overwhelmed. Now, if you find yourself in that situation, I sympathize with you because I know how it is to feel like you cannot handle the weight and the burden of life. Yet it seems like because of how things are, you have no choice but to handle it. And at the end of the day, it feels like a part of you is breaking. There's an analogy that my husband likes using where he speaks about, yes, you can be in a boat of your life, where everything around you, the sea is everything around you, the challenges around you. And many times things can be very rocky and things can be very difficult, but we need to do our best so that the water doesn't come in. The water, the stress, the situation, what is going on around us doesn't affect the core of who we are. And when it does, then that is a problem. because like I alluded to earlier, we cannot experience and know, life as it's supposed to be lived. Now, if you find yourself in this situation, or if you know someone who is in this situation, or perhaps you're watching this and you're not there yet, I want to give you things that I have learned, that I apply and try to remember to apply, that is quite helpful when one is in such a situation. I've mentioned some of these things in previous videos, and the reason that I mention it again is because I'm just seeing an increase in the decline of the quality of life of people and mental health because of the very real phenomenon of being overwhelmed. Now, the first thing that we need to do when we're in such a situation is to be where our feet are. So, what that means is that we do not deal with other things and other conversations and people that are not in our immediate space. So, when I am at work, I think about the things at work. I deal with the things at work. When I'm at home, I face the challenges that I am faced with at home. And to keep that culture where your head is where your feet are. I've said it once in a video, I say it in this video, and believe you me, I will say it again because I know it has helped me so many times to remember not to, for instance, not bring work things at home and not bring home issues at work. Now I know that, for some situations this is very difficult. It seems almost impossible because perhaps what we are overwhelmed by is either what's going on at home or what's going on at work. But the key is to learn the discipline of staying and being where your feet are. The next thing that I'd encourage you to do if you're in such a situation is to do whatever is the next thing to do. Now, if the next thing in your situation is to send an email, then just focus on sending that email. And whatever's the next thing after that, if it's to make a phone call, you make that phone call. And if the next thing, let's say it's in the home context, is to cook, then you cook. And you focus on that. Is to help, a child with homework, then you focus on that. Not allow our minds to take in all the other things that one needs to do, but just to focus on what your hands are practically doing and to engage yourself with what you are practically doing in that moment. Another thing that I'd encourage you to do is to get support from the people in your life, whether it is a husband, whether it is a loved one, a parent, a partner, a friend, to get support from them. Because many times, we are overwhelmed because of all the thoughts that are running through our minds, all the emotions that are, going against the walls of our hearts. Just to get support, to get that sense that, I'm not alone in this, that there is someone that I can talk to process all these thoughts and feelings that I'm having regarding this particular thing. The fourth and final thing that I'd encourage you to do if you're in such a situation is to honestly look at the list of the things that you have to do and ask yourself, do I have to do it? Is it absolutely necessary that I be the one who have to deal with this particular thing? Can I not ask someone else to do it for me? Can I not delegate it to someone else? And in so doing, you take off the load of the things that one is faced with. And if one finds yourself in a situation where you cannot delegate or not do a certain thing, then what a person should do is to change your perspective on that thing. Change the way that you see it, because sometimes it is because we see a thing as negative. It is because we see a thing as being too demanding, that we do not tap into the resources that we already have, whether within or around us, to do or tackle that thing or challenge that we have, to change how we see it. Remember, we do this only when we cannot remove some of the burdens that we put on ourselves or that are placed on us. Now, I hope that this video has been helpful in one way or the other. If you are currently struggling with the burden and the weight of life, I hope that you are able to gather the strength within and use the strength of the people around you to go through, and to remember that you may be feeling this way and you may have felt this way for a long time, but it will not last forever. Whatever you are being overwhelmed with will not last forever. You know, many times people say, yo, this is the story of my life. No, it is not the story of your life. It is a chapter of your life. And yes, some chapters are longer than others. Some chapters are harder than others. But we need to push through and take it one day at a time, one task at a time, one conversation at a time. And there will be a moment. The time will come, the day will come when it will be over. So thank you so much for watching this video. I just wanted to share with you some, tips, practical tips that you can use in case you are feeling overwhelmed, or to help someone in your world who may be overwhelmed with one thing or the other. Please let me know what you think about this look. And don't forget to like the video and to comment below with how you can ask me questions about what a person can do when they're feeling overwhelmed with a particular thing, and we can continue the conversation there, and I just might reply to some of the questions with a video. Thank you again for tuning in. I apologize for not uploading a video on Thursday because things were hectic, and I am going to do my best to upload a faith-based video with this coming Thursday. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please press that word that says subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload another video. I hope you have a great week. Until the next video, bye.